bar witnessing. Tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says best to get spontaneous. I stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of After the Storm. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. I want to say the Thunder came up short tonight, 95-99 against the Nuggets. What a game! I'm jealous that I wasn't there. I'm missing actually going to the games, and for those lucky people who actually got to go, bless you, and thank you for supporting the Thunder. And I wish more of you guys would go. I want to say that I was really proud of the Thunder bouncing back from that beatdown that we took Friday night. Basically, we just did not show up. But tonight, Denver got out to a quick start. I thought the Thunder did a great job of coming back, doing all the things that they needed to do to keep the game close and to give our chance to win. Actually, taking the lead in the fourth quarter, but we'll get into all that here in just a second. But anyway, starting out, my keys to the game. Well, first of all, I was glad to see Favors back in the starting lineup, and of course, that probably had to do with the Joker, playing for Denver, and we needed a big guy to kind of match up with him and body up to him because he's just an absolute nightmare. The reigning MVP of the NBA. He has it all. He can pass, he can shoot. He's got great handles. His vision is just unbelievable. They're definitely the best big man passing in the game today. But anyway, my keys were simple. Run the half-court offense, perimeter defense, control the paint, and then stop shooting so many threes. It just wears me out how many threes we shoot. In fact, we ended up being 9 for 38. I don't understand the whole three-point shooting thing. I know that it's the new thing. I get all that. But we're terrible. We do not have three-point shooters. But yet, for whatever reason, we drive to the basket and we kick it out to somebody shooting a three, and it's just pathetic. It's just horrible. But it is what it is. But anyway, stop shooting so many threes and to make shots in the paint. And then, of course, I preach on it every week. What are my normal keys? Transition offense, transition defense. Great defense leads into transitional basket offense, which leads to your team getting in the rhythm, which leads to easy baskets, which leads to you guys shooting in rhythm and knocking down the mid-range and the threes. And, of course, the first quarter, I thought that Denver did a great job of putting Aaron Gordon on SGA. He's big, he's athletic, he can move, he's long, and guys like that will give SGA a hard time. And I think that he frustrated SGA a lot in the very beginning, and you could just tell that he wasn't himself starting the game. He did not get into a good rhythm. He did not get into the flow the first quarter, and you could just tell. And I want to contribute that to Aaron Gordon's defense and his length. And then Austin Rivers, What in the hell, bro? Wow. He just came in and he just destroyed us tonight. Let's just face it. He absolutely destroyed us. But anyway, the Thunder come out into the first quarter, down 23-36. Threes, we were 3 for 11 in the first quarter. The thing that bothered me the most, anything was the 4 missed layups. We're missing too many gimmies. You gotta knock those babies in. When you get down to the basket, you run a great set, and you make a nice play on the offense, and we miss a layup. You got to be able to convert those 2-footers and 3-footers and layups. You can't afford to miss those, because if you do, you end up being down 13 after the first quarter. Second quarter, I want to say that he does his normal substitution pattern. And I want to say that it was Coach D did a good job of putting that group together, which was consisted of Puku, Wiggins, Baisley, and Williams, and I want to say that and Terrence Mann. That was a great or Trey Mann. That was a great lineup. And what happened? We got in transition D, and we made some great plays. And part of my keys for the second quarter were simple. We got to score in the paint. We got to get some steals so we can get out and run. And because when we're out running, it just, our whole chemistry, everything changes. The crowd even gets into the flow. And we're on the road, it makes it even better because you don't have the crowd, so all you've got is each other. And I thought the Thunder did a great job in the second quarter. That group in particular were very effective getting the hands in the lane, doing a bunch of things to annoy Denver, getting Denver into some bad shooting positions, and took advantage of that and made some great runs. And we were way more aggressive, the second unit, way more aggressive attacking the basket. And I just want to say that I was really happy with what they did. And we brought us down, and we got down to 8. And then I don't really understand the whole process of I don't understand the whole process of how he subs. I think you leave that second guys in because when we made a run, we got down 8. You could see that. They called timeout, and what happened? You knew what was going to happen. Here comes their starters. You knew what was going to happen. We cut into that lead. We were making a run, and what does he do? He brings in the Joker. He brings in He brings in Will Barton. He brings in his guys to slow down our run, and guess what they did? Slowed down our run because their starting unit was going against our second unit. And I thought, I don't understand that. You knew what was happening, and a lot of times what coaches do is that they get into a flow of a game, and these second unit guys get us back in the game, and it happens all the time, high school, college, and the pros. Now the coaches who are older, like Popovich and stuff like that, they don't make those mistakes. They understand when the first unit comes out, hey, second unit guy, you did great. Boom, let's bring the starters back out there. We got back in the game, then let's get into a flow. But what ends up happening is he did this in the second quarter. Coach D, he let those guys stay in a little bit longer. What ended up happening? 2 minutes too long. As my guy Mark Long said, 2 minutes too long. And guess what happened? Boom, he tries to bring the starters back in. Too late. Denver had already seized control after that. And what happened? We ended up being down 49 to 61 to end the second quarter. But we had got down 8. But at that point, you knew what was going to happen. We were sitting there talking about it. He's going to bring his starters in there. We've got to, at the same time, bring SGA back in there, get him back in. But once again, he felt like, hey, these guys got in a roll. Let's leave them in. Huge mistake. And then we end up being down 49-61 at half. And like I said, our coach, Coach D is not the only one that does that. That happens all the time in high school, happens all the time in college. The second unit gets in the first unit, is not effective at all. Second unit comes in, does what they need to do, get you back in the game, and then they leave them out there 2 minutes, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes too long, and then the other team catches fire, and then you try to bring the starters back in. Too late now. The run has already happened. They're seized control again. Now, I thought that the keys for the third quarter were really, really simple for us. I thought the keys would be get out in transition, get some turnovers, create some bad shots through our perimeter defense. And like I said, I say this almost every week or after every show. Perimeter defense, causing teams to take bad shots, getting them to take hard shots, not easy wide open shots like they were taking in the the first quarter, and at the end of the second quarter. If you get out and you harass them a little bit, get a hand in their face, make them uncomfortable on their shots, make them make tough shots, then it gives you a chance to get in transition, which is exactly what happened. And please, stop shooting threes. We were 4 for 19 after the third quarter. 4 for 19 in the third quarter. Anyway, stop shooting so many threes. But it's okay to shoot threes. It's when you shoot them and who's shooting them. That makes all the difference. And we'll talk about in the fourth quarter what happened late where threes came into play during that run. And then Giddey was 1 for 5. SGA was 1 for 7. Giddey had 3 points. SGA had 6 points at half. They have to come out and touch the basketball. The offense, as we talked about, has to run through SGA and Giddey. It has to. And Dort comes out there and he does what he does. And, he's Westbrook the second to me. All 100%, bam, he goes, but not the smartest player in the world. But he plays hard. But you got to understand that playing hard is fine, but you got to play smart. You got to play under control. And at that time, he was 5 for 18. He had more shots than the two best players on our team. He had more shots than them by 6. And he was 5 for 18. Okay? You can't do that. You can't do that. Giddey was 5 for 12. SGA had a just horrible night, but like I said, I think a lot of that was attributed to their defensive strategy and putting Gordon on him and never letting him actually get into the flow of the game. And like I said, it's hard when you got a guy who's 4 or 5, 6 inches taller than you, and he's got long arms and he's athletic. It's hard to get the shots up. You got to figure out how to use more. So you got to run more screens. You got to figure out how to get yourself open, how to create a mismatch so you can get away from him and you can take whoever's advantage of whoever's mismatch. And that's if your big guy's coming over setting a screen, that's you going against the Joker or you're going against another guard, which gives you the opportunity to take advantage of that, which he kind of did in the third quarter. And he took advantage of those opportunities, and that's what you have to do. You can't. If there's a guy that's bigger, stronger than you are, you got to create mismatches on the other side, set screens, and the Thunder did a good job of that. And with Dort, I just shake my head. I shake my head because you could just see him. He's just like Russell. He makes a couple, and all of a sudden, here you go, bro. Stop. Give the ball up. Let's run some offense. The offense doesn't have to go through you. You're thinking you're better than what you are. You're going to be a good player, but you got to work on your skill set in the offseason. And you have to learn how to slow down. Now, in transition, you catch the ball and you're going coast to coast. Zero issues with that whatsoever. Zero issues with that. Please continue to do that. But in the half-court set, that's when you have your problems because you try to do too much. You got to slow down. You got to get the ball to the other guy's players. Like, Giddey is one of the best passers that we have. One of the best passers in the NBA, I think. I like his court vision is absolutely amazing. And I thought he did a great job of making some passes tonight that I was like, oh, yeah, that's a nice dime right there, bro. Keep that up. But anyway, once again, we're not taking charges. It's so frustrating to me. You have to take charges, whether it's a block or not or whatever. You have to take charges. Now, we did in the fourth quarter take a couple charges, and they were called blocks. But the bottom line, they were blocks. It was not, they were good calls. But you got to do that. You got to at least let them know, hey, you can't just go wild and come flying through the lane because we don't have a rim protector. So what's the other option? Somebody sliding over trying to take a charge. That slows down their aggression of trying to get to the basket. So that will help us out immensely simply by having somebody over there to take the charge of them, at least assuming we're going to have somebody slide over and take the charge. It's all mental. It's just a game, and you just got to play it better than the other side. Anyway, going into the fourth quarter, the Thunder down by 2, 78-80. And, to start the fourth quarter, my keys were very, very simple. Take advantage of the matchups just like you did in the third quarter. Take advantage of the matchups. And what happened, we started out with our backup lineup again like we always do, second and fourth quarter. Once again, the guys did a great job. And what happened? They came out at the beginning. Well, the start of the fourth quarter, the matchups were kind of bad because Jokic just took advantage of it right away. I thought Coach D did a great job calling timeout, switching the line up a little bit to make sure that everybody's where they wanted to do to get the right matchups that would be closer to what we needed to do to make us successful. He did a great job of that. Really proud of that move. Anyway, and then what happened? Once again, transitional defense. We got back. We didn't allow them to get some easy baskets. What happened with us? Get in some hands in some passing lanes, block a couple of shots, get in transition, get some easy baskets. What happens? Okay. 87-87 with 6 minutes to go. That's what happened. Okay? Thunder got back in the game, did a great job of tying it. So, 87-87, 6 minutes. Here are our last possessions. 87-87, we make a layup. We're up 89-87. Come back down. We make another layup. Up 91-87. Come down, get a dunk in transition. Crowd goes crazy. Boy, that just gives me goosebumps when you're actually in the arena. We got a nice run going. Bam! Get a dunk in. It is so nice. It's just crazy. I do miss that. And if you haven't experienced that, once again, you need to go to games. You need to support the team. We're young. We need your support. Okay. So anyway, they call timeout, and then this is what the Thunder do. Baisley, 3-point shot, miss. Second possession. basically wild, out of control, reverse layup, something. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But once again, playing outside of what you can do. When we talk about that as well, stay within what you're capable of doing. And then I have to put that on Giddy or somebody else. You got to go get the ball, or man, go get the ball. You're the guard. You have to understand what's happening. You got to demand the ball and go, look, we're going to get a good shot. We're just going to not go wild and out of control because he's trying to make plays. Anyway, Mr. Wild out of control layup. Come back. Come back again. SGA. What does he do? Misses a finger roll. I think it may have been goaltending, but anyway, you got to make that finger roll. Then all of a sudden, we're still up 4, and then we go. You bring in Dort. What's he do? He steps in, misses a 3. Come back, misses another 3. We take a deep 3, missed it again. Come back, we miss another 3. That's 6 possessions. You had a 6-point lead. You went 6 straight possessions, okay? 3, 1, 2, 3 threes. Actually, that's 4 threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. It's 4 threes you took out of 6 possessions. And a missed layup. And then what happens? Giddy, 3 threes, and then Giddy misses a teardrop and missed that. So we went missed 3, wild out of control, missed shot, missed layup, missed 3, teardrop missed, another missed 3. Snatch basically out the game. What happens? You bring Muscala in. We get a layup, come back down. What do? Shoot another 3. Missed that again. Come down, miss a layup, game over. That's your last 8 possessions. That's what happened. Or 10 possessions. That's what happened. You have to be able to close at the end of the game. And when you're a poor shooting 3, the only person who should be taking 3s at the end of the game is Muscala if he's in the game. Other than that, nobody should be taking 3s. We're not that good. Now, if you're in transition, that's completely different. Because if you get it, you pull up like Poku, he made a nice 3 in transition. I don't mind it. Like I said, it's when you shoot the 3s and who's shooting them. Okay? Dort does a great job of making 3s early. He cannot make 3s at the end. And the rest of the guys, hey, you should be shooting 3s. Or if you're going to shoot them, get closer to the line. Don't be way out. And the best places to shoot, when we were looking at Denver's shot selection in the first half, all their 3s were in the corners. What are the main easiest shots on the court to make from 3? Corners, top of the key. Why? Top of the key, elbow in, shoulder back, it's a straight shot. Corner, smallest 3. The 3s aren't as long as they are on the rest on the side of the court. So corners, top of the key. Those are your best 3 spots to knock down 3s on a consistent basis, unless you're Steph Curry and, hell, he shoots them wherever the hell he wants to shoot them. But, I mean, think about what we did. We went 6 straight possessions without a basket. 3 of them were 3s. 3 of them were 3s. 9 for 38. 9 for 38. I saw a stat how the Thunder made 11 threes in our last game Friday night. Well, the most 3. Well, that's great. We lost by 30. You made 11 threes, you lost by 30. All that tells me is you was making wild 3s when the game was out of control. It didn't matter. You're trying to catch up and you're just knocking out 3s. That's what that tells me. What this tells me is you went 9 for 33 and 3 out of your last 9 possessions were 3s that you missed. That got you out of rhythm. That cost you the ball game. That's what that tells me. 9 for 38. Okay? So throwing out that 11 threes, whatever, that's nonsense. That's just BS. You got beat by 30. Let's talk about the things that we need to do to make us better. Let's talk about what we've got to do. Close out. Make good decisions. Run a good half-court set. Understanding the game is tight. Understanding the other team has made a run. They've got the game tight. Understanding what you have to do. With the game on the line, tied, you miss a 3, miss a layup, miss a 3. You get beat by 4 when you do that. Okay? That's what happens. Now, SGA did miss a layup at the end when he was just trying to get a 2 for 1 at the end, and he was kind of out of control, went a little too fast. He did miss that, but I'm really not counting that so much as the other ones when the game was tight, and we missed those plays. Those are the things that are the difference between winning and losing. Those are the things that are the difference between a team that's experienced and a team that's young. The Thunder has the potential to be really, really good. I am so excited about this team. I can't tell you. I just can't wait till I get so used to doing these live streams that I can actually go to games and enjoy them and write down my notes at the games because I miss the atmosphere and I miss what that does and what that meant. I do. So, once again, hey, go to the games, man. Go to the games. Support our team. Remember, 1 of 30. And every NBA team, every city that's lost the NBA team, what do? They do their best to try to get one back. Seattle. Oh, we can't afford to build a facility. Okay, well, we're out. Oh, now we're building a facility to get the team back. Really? Well, why didn't you do that to keep the team? Because you didn't think you were going to lose them, and when you lost them, guess what you did? City went down because of revenue. The Thunder does so much more for this city than you can ever imagine. So, anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope you learned something again. Once again, this is After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Go to my YouTube, please, and subscribe and hit the notification and like buttons for me. Trying to juice that up and get that going. But once again, thank you again. Peace out.